All right, traders, haters, naysayers, what is going on? Excited to have you guys in here. Today we're going to be taking a look at RKT. Now, this has been a fun little stock, and why is that? Well, we've been talking about RKT for a little bit of while in the day trader chat room because the stars were honestly lining up here, and I wanted to do a video on it because I want you guys to be able to, see the pattern recognition and apply it to your future trades, because these honestly have been presenting themselves quite often, these kind of setups. Monday, I had been watching RKT. Friday, they came out with fourth quarter earnings. 40% of the float short. It's gapping up above resistance. Should hold that 2250 support. 2420 main resistance. Keep it on watch. And Tuesday was the top one I was watching as well for the same reasons, and it was gapping up. So I want to take a look at RKT halted down, opened up, is right back up. So this is an interesting play. Look at this volume. Volume chart is key. This is one of the elements that we're looking for when trading. And I do three types of analysis every single day. We're going to do technical analysis, trader analysis, and fundamental analysis. Now, these three are very important, and you want those three to line up, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Now, fundamentally, as far as day trading goes, I'd like to take a look at the headlines, essentially. Just see what the company's about. Is it in the COVID sector? Is it in the electric vehicle sector, energy sector? These sectors that are very hot. That can really bring in that volume. RKT, essentially the PR here was they are an incredibly low float stock. And what did we see with GME, for instance? GME had a 260% short percent of their float at the end of December, and that's what caused that short squeeze. That was kind of the perfect storm for GME. It was inevitable. When 90% plus of traders are on one side of the move, in this case 260% of the traders, it's not going to take but just a few traders buying it for the squeeze to happen. As shorts cover their position, they buy back their position, and inevitably you get the short squeeze. Well, as of late, with any stock that's popping up with news, in RKT's case, they came out with fourth quarter earnings that were better than expected. I'm going to take a look at the Yahoo Finance statistics for that ticker. So what I'll do is I go under statistics here, under RKT, and what we're going to find is the short percent of this float is going to be 37.47%. The public float, those shares available to the public, is 104.28 million, and we have 43.09 million shares short. And better than expected Q4 earnings. You got to understand, with earnings and better than expected, that does fundamentally change the value of the company. That's very important. And so that's why I had been on my watch list before it even took off, because I knew, okay, these are the right ingredients to this recipe to get this short squeeze. It's just a matter of now, okay, well, we have the fundamentals here, but now we need kind of the technicals to line up, and then we need the trader analysis. So let's get into that. Let's get into the technicals of RKT. Let's look at the past chart history here. The past chart history of RKT is actually not bad looking at all. 2250 was this main support line. I wanted it to hold above. Again, prior resistance, and once you get above it, turns into support, and that's what we saw yesterday. This day here, if you guys are following my circle, was Monday. We see a lower shadow right down there to 2250. We scooped that up and took profits along the way there, and then we closed right at next level resistance, 2420. We see this upper shadow, 2420s. A lot of these upper shadows back in here, 2420s, and so it was a clear level resistance. Obviously, you guys see, though, overnight we gapped up. We gapped up even above the next level resistance, which was going to be 2675. And then ultimately, the next level resistance was like 2920, and these highs up in here, the 33-34 range. So at that point, we need volume. So we have the technicals. We're gapping above resistance. That's now support. It did that twice. Gapped above resistance, 2250 support. Gapped up above resistance, 2650 support. So provided a couple good entries. The technicals are there. Technicals are great. Now what's the next ingredient to the recipe? Well, now we're going to need the trader analysis. And what does that mean? It means we need above average volume. Look at the volume chart down here on the daily chart. We have tons of above average volume relative to that of the average trading day. Now, why is that important? Well, when you have above average volume, that creates above average range. And that range is where the money's made as traders. We can't make money when stocks are going sideways. And that's why we need these ingredients to line up. We need range. Money can be made going up, money can be made going down. We need good technicals on the chart to help sustain the move, as well as fundamentals. And that's why the fourth quarter earnings better than expected. That's helping sustain this move. But there's so many shorts underwater here, and that's why we're seeing what we're seeing with RKT, because we have 40% of the shares out there in the public float, they're short. They're short as of February 12th, I believe it said on Yahoo Finance. So as of February 12th, 40% of the float is short, better than expected earnings. We have above average volume coming into it. This volume coming in here today was just the croutons on the salad. I mean, it was the ingredient that, you know, we love the most. You guys know that. We can do some croutons on some salads. Got to have those carbs. And RKT, what's next for it? What is next for it, essentially? Well, if we look left of the chart, as we always do, to find out what's next for it, what are we going to find? It's at all-time highs. So at this point, and I'm a trader of technicals. I look at technicals as an indicator of my risk guide, essentially. When you have no levels to go off of, you can either A, go off of intraday levels, or B, you can just have a dollar amount risk when trading it. Size into it accordingly and have a dollar amount risk. Now RKT is up here in the $41, $42 range, and I'd say size accordingly. Obviously scale appropriately, because this one moves points at a time at this point. And obviously this ticker is a little tricky as well to trade at this point, because we keep getting halted down and then just right back up. So it's not the easiest to trade. Obviously it's more of a buy on pullbacks, not buy high and hope higher. But that's what we're seeing a lot in this market, is buy the rip, sell the rip. We're not seeing buy the dip, sell the rip. We're just seeing buy high and hope higher. RKT, obviously this can run longer than anticipated, but I would be cautiously optimistic if trading this on the long side at this point. Yeah, it can head higher, and maybe it does, as a lot of shorts are underwater here, and this is reminding me completely of GME. But just understand how the story ends. We saw that with GME, with AMC, with SNDL, some of these names. So just understand that RKT, obviously more reputable company and has much more reason to sustain the move with better than expected fourth quarter earnings. But is $42 the accurate value of the company? We're going to find out. There's a lot of euphoria coming into this play. Understand that. Understand you're buying into that euphoria. Euphoria usually ends in tears. So to me, it would not be surprising at all to see this thing 50 plus going into after hours and pre-market tomorrow, as it has the hype and everything surrounding it right now. But I think the main idea, if trading it at this point, is size accordingly, know your risk. It's above technical indicators, so just have a dollar risk in mind. And guys, I'm excited to see where Rocket is going to rocket ship to. We're going to the moon, baby. Let's go. Diamond hands. Traders, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you learned something. Please hit the like button. It would help out tremendously. And hit the subscribe button, because why not? It's free. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.